Hello, I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't
Not
have
the nostalgia
to.
critic. Wrong show.
Oh, wait. Oh gosh. Oh no. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Has to Do with Spider-Man. I think the #1 Sony podcast for all your Sony podcasting needs. My name is Peyton.
I'm Jarrett.
I'm Noah.
And if you're joining us today, you'll see that the title is Jessica Drew. If this is your first pitch or first episode that you're joining us on, basically what we're doing is we're trying to fix and rejuvenate the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel movies by pitching different movie ideas, oftentimes in full scripts. So this one is continuing the Clone Saga that began with the Spectacular Spider-Man earlier this phase, and is going to continue with my pitch, and then a little bit later on in the season, Noah's pitch for Kane.
Yes, we are going to be diving deep into the story of Cain and Abel and exploring the perspective of Cain during that story, because it can sometimes be lost in the biblical retellings. Obviously, this is going to be extra biblical, so not going to be trying to put this into any kind of theological format, just to be kind of a thought experiment, mainly.
It's about a Spider-Man clone. Fuck off.
Is it a period piece?
Very early period piece.
Okay. Much like the Noah movie, not about you, but about like the giant rock giants.
Yeah, with Russell Crowe as Noah.
With Russell Crowe. Rusty
Crowe, yes.
So Jessica Drew as a character, as we all know, she is in the 616 universe. She really doesn't have much of a connection to Peter Parker outside of having the name Spider-Woman. Her origin's kind of whack. She's a SHIELD agent, all this other sort of stuff. But what piqued me the most, I always thought that she was all right as a character. The most that I've ever read of Jessica Drew 616 was when she was pregnant. And she had a whole sort of run where it was like, how can you be a superhero, a spy, and also be a mother? And that was a really fun run. I can't remember who wrote it, but I've always been more intrigued at the clone Jessica Drew that's in the original Ultimate Universe by Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley. Similar to other clones that we know, is a clone of Peter Parker, and the main difference with her is that there was some like chromosomal rearrangement or something that made her into a woman instead of a man. But she ends up remaining this sort of constant figure in the Ultimate Universe, where she plays a major role in the SHIELD books. She appears in some of the Ultimates comics. She ends up living like a much better life than Peter Parker, on account that he dies.
Living through that would tend to be better.
Yeah, being alive tends to be better than being dead. But yeah, I've always really liked her as a character. And this is a story that I've been wanting to tell since phase 1, I think.
Wow.
We've kind of we were talking about it a little bit, and I was like, I know that when we initially talked about the Clone Saga, it was like, well, there's only really 2 big clones that like people talk about, and that's Ben Reilly and Kane. But then I was like, I really like Jessica Drew in the Ultimates run. And so I've always kind of wanted to do this. I'm excited to show it to y'all.
Well, cool. I admittedly know very little about Jessica Drew other than like the basics that you just ran through. I'm not sure how big of a character she is in the comics, like after the Ultimate Universe ended, but like not at all.
She's not been seen since, really.
Oh.
The other Jessica Drew I know a little bit more about, specifically because she was a member of Hickman's Avengers for a while. And she went on some super spy missions with like Shang-Chi and Carol Danvers.
That's dope.
For like an arc or two. And she was pretty fun there. But very little beyond that.
I've been really needing to read Hickman's stuff.
Peyton, this script is 78 pages.
Yeah, this is a 78-page script.
I will forever glaze Hickman's Avengers run. Probably my favorite run in comics.
I'll add it to my list.
So what I'm hearing is that you had a lot of things that you wanted to say and do with this pitch.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the longest one to date that wasn't like a team effort.
I think so too. I had a lot I wanted to say, and I also want to credit editor ANDIE for being a massive help throughout this whole pitch. I would even say that she's probably like a co-writer of sorts in this. All the words and stuff are mine, but when I was initially outlining, she really helped kind of identify the character arcs that these characters could go through, and really elevated this idea from more than what I was originally planning to do. And I'll talk a bit more about what I was originally planning to do at the end of this episode, because the original plans for this would have been the main plans for this had our slate not gone the way it did. And I'll elaborate a bit more on that when we get to the end of the episode.
Okay. So do you have a director for this?
Okay. This was an ANDIE choice.
We love ANDIE choices.
And we do love ANDIE choices. I have only seen the trailer for this movie. It's called Again, Again. It was like a Kickstarter movie, Indiegogo, some sort of thing like that, by a Maya Moore Marchant. But even just that trailer piqued my interest, and ANDIE has either seen the movie or she hasn't seen the movie all the way through. But this is a sort of small time director that like has a lot of potential. And I think that her voice, just even in that trailer, her voice could really shine through in a pitch like this.
Okay.
So I want to thank ANDIE for that selection, because I was really struggling. I was like, I had thought about maybe the director for Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Long ass title.
It's a long ass title. And I thought about it, but I was like, that's not really the vibe I'm going for in this pitch. There's a lot less action scenes and more talking, more interactions, more character growth. I would probably quantify this pitch as almost a coming of age story in a way. I really kind of took Noah's thesis statement for this phase, about this phase being a lot about identity, to heart. So this is a story about somebody trying to find themselves and what that really means.
Hell yeah. Do we want to look at a couple predictions before we jump right into this?
For sure.
So most of these, I believe, came from our Discord, which is free to join, by the way. Make sure to check out the link in the description. You'll also find it attached to our Instagram. We do have one from Blue Sky as well. Let's see here. Luke on the Discord says, Jonah Jameson is going to initially hail Spider-Woman as a brave new LGBTQ plus hero that New York deserves. But when Spider-Man reappears, he will assume they are different people and accuse Spider-Man of stealing queer valor.
That's our JJ.
Very funny.
Jonah and Halloween Jack on the Discord both said that all three Spider-Women from Madam Web would make some form of appearance. No words. That could go one of two ways.
That's a bad sound for that response.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's that.
Sylvie on the Discord said,
Sylvie's just hyped for this one.
Which I am too. I want to get into this, so I'm going to hit the last one really quickly. Typist in Neon on Blue Sky. Thank you for commenting on the Blue Sky, by the way. A scene where the caregiver kicks out the superhuman because their life is too weird. A scene where the same caregiver realizes their mistake and goes to care for Jessica. Human Fly is the initial villain with a sort of I don't like my biology vibe. So making this is the first one that we've actually seen prediction wise, but making what I'm assuming is the sexuality of the character kind of just hint, like the arc is hinged on that fact, which seems like it would be hard to ignore that fact in a story about this character. But using villains and characters that sort of juxtapose that idea.
I did not know who the hell Human Fly was until the last week.
I only knew vaguely of the name when I heard it for the first time. I was like, oh yeah.
I'm going to guess it's a human who's also a fly.
You know Baxter Stockman?
Is Jeff Goldblum in this film?
No, I wish, but no.
We need Jeff Goldblum in one of these.
We'll talk about it after the call.
Famous Wicked alumni Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum would have made a crazy Miles Warren.
True.
Jeff Goldblum is the American Hugh Grant. Let's be real.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we want to hop into this, y'all?
Yes, I do. I'm so ready.
Well, I guess we gotta be making clones here. What kind of clones are we making? The scientists never thought to consider whether or not they should or if they could, but I did. I decided that yes, I would. I would make some clones.
I wondered if I could. I found out I could. I wondered if I should, and then I decided to do it
anyway. And I made clones, and one of them makes me nice paninis all day.
He's filled with a house of other Jeff Goldblums who just do all his chores and like butler him around.
Very Mr. Sinister, like
Jeff Goldblum is Mr. Sinister.
That would be crazy.
I call that one Jeff Nini because he makes my paninis. And that one is Jeff Umber, and he's my plumber.
Can we get into this? We just said it at the exact same time.
And that one's Jeff Goldblum, my son, who I never had.
Powerful. Okay, I do want to say I do really appreciate all those predictions. You will see if some of them might come true or might not come true throughout this pitch. Some of y'all were really on point, and it's kind of crazy. Anyways, intro scene. Take off that damn mask before I can. All right. For context, Andy, you need to leave that in. Jared has been putting on this stupid fucking mask for the last hour and a half. I've taken several pictures of it. It's terrifying. It's scary. Okay. Intro scene. A few years ago, Peter Parker, played by Jacob Timothy Manown, sets his backpack down on the table. He sets a bottle down covered in stickers consisting of different scientific things, along with Midtown High School, logos, and mascots. The boy opens his bag and removes his laptop. At this moment, some slight buzzing starts to hum in his ears. It is as though his spidey sense is going off, but he's not quite sure why. He tries to ignore it, taking a sip of his water. The humming starts to grow. He opens his laptop and we see a page for Empire State University applications. Parker begins to try and type under this prompt that says, "Who are you?" "Who am I?" he starts. "You sure you want to know?" "My story isn't for the faint of heart. I don't know." He can't seem to focus. The buzzing and humming keeps going. He hides his face. He erases the entire piece. "I don't know." Erases again. "I think I'm a hero." He erases it again. "I'm something of a scientist." The buzzing is louder now. The camera zooms in on Parker, and he starts to groan. And as he groans, pulling at his hair, we smash cut to the present day. A girl, played by Nicole Maines, enters a library. She is in clothes not dissimilar to what Peter was wearing, but they are ill-fitting, bigger in some places and smaller in others. She carries the same backpack, only now it's slightly tattered and torn. She also sets a bottle down. This one has no stickers on it. It's completely fresh. She opens the backpack and removes the laptop. There is no buzzing. None of this foggy brain. Not anymore. We get a good look at her face. It's similar to Parker's, but her hair is longer. She seems way more focused and with it. And we see on her computer as she searches names. Richard Parker, Mary Parker, May Riley, then May Parker when it doesn't yield much search results. Each one, the first page is about an obituary. She searches Peter Parker and sees results for his photography at the Bugle. There are photos of a werewolf that he had taken pictures of. Never a dull day in New York. She takes a moment to feel this, to recognize that these people she knows are dead. And she opens a note on her, actually Peter's, laptop. "Here's what I know," she starts. "My mom, dad, and aunt are all dead. Uncle Ben is doing EMS work again. They aren't really my family, but I don't know how to describe them. I am not Peter Parker. I don't know. I don't know who I am. I'm fairly certain I'm a clone. I'm not sure how. All that I know is that I'm not him." She takes a deep breath, letting it out slowly. She searches again. Wayne's espionage base directions. We don't see the directions to this location, but she closes her laptop. We focus on the chair again as she packs the bag, picks up her bottle, and walks away. We settle on this area for a moment. The empty chair, the fact that it's quiet in the library, that the foggy brain isn't occupying this girl's whole sense of self and direction. And then the screen goes to black. White text title upon a black screen. Spider-Woman. Act 1. The WEB. Teresa Parker, played by Amandla Stenberg, sits up in her bed. It's about 6 or 7 in the evening. She was taking a nap, and it must have gone on a bit too long, to the point that the nightmares come. She's heaving, and she's holding a pistol that she hides under the pillow. It's been a bad last couple of nights, weeks, months. Perhaps it's always been bad, and she just didn't realize how much worse it's gotten. To her left is a photo, a picture taken in the aftermath of our non-denominational Easter special. Ben Parker follows a white rabbit. Disheveled is Ben, played by Adam Scott. Next to him is Teresa's mom, May, played by Tandaway Newton. Peter, Uncle Richard, Jake T. Austin, and Aunt Mary, Emma Roberts. Teresa is barely in the frame, being the one to take the photo. She picks it up, staring at all of them in this group. I miss you, Mom. And Aunt Mary, Uncle Richard. She lets out a sob, trying to stifle it. This is the Wayne Espionage Base. It's a school for spies. Mom was a spy, Uncle Richard was a spy, and secret agents don't cry. Secret agents don't look at their phone in the middle of the night hoping to hear from their cousin either. And yet, Teresa holds the phone, looking at another selfie, this time of her and her best friend Tanis, played by Ella Purnell. No notifications. She tries to catch her breath, but then there is a knock on the window. The hairs on her arm stand up in fright.
Hey, Tess, can you let me in?
Teresa furrows her eyebrows. Sticking to the wall is a figure, seemingly in Peter's clothes. Peter?
Something like that. I'm a clone. At least, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Can you let me in? It's about to rain.
Teresa's even more confused now. A clone?
Dear God, Tess, I'll explain it all if you just let me in.
Teresa stands up, wiping her tears and lifting the hatch. It's one of those awkward windows that don't do any good in getting any air in. The clone has to kind of maneuver herself, slinking her body as close to the window as possible to get through, and she climbs on the wall. Why do you have the powers of Spider-Man, Pete?
Because... Oh, dang. Did I not tell you?
The clone drops and looks at Teresa. Tell me what?
I don't get it. I don't understand why he refused to tell people. Why he hid the powers. Teresa, I'm Peter. He's Spider-Man. I'm a clone of Peter, but I'm also a clone of Spider-Man.
The clone pinches her nose.
This is confusing and frustrating, I know. I'm sorry. I promise you I'm not trying to make it this way. Maybe this was a mistake. Now you're weirded out and you're going to tell your spy professor or whatever that you met a person claiming they're a clone of your cousin. I just didn't have anywhere to go. If I was Peter, which I am, I guess, you would be the first person to go to about this.
I don't think Peter is going to anyone about anything. The clone sits on Teresa's bed.
I'm sorry. I can't. I can make sense of most of it, but I can't make sense of all of it. It's like, I know I'm him, but I'm also me. We're separate entities, right?
I bet you Dahlia's sheep's clone and those cloned cats for a rich white lady probably have different feelings and emotions than their prime counterpart. Why shouldn't you be your own self? You got a name?
Oh, dear, I don't even have an ID.
You're with me at spy school. I can forge an ID. Did they give you a name?
Who?
The people that cloned you. Who cloned you, by the way? We could start an investigation.
That's the problem, Tess. I woke up falling out of a tube. I broke out and it's all just been such a blur. I couldn't point the building out, or anyone that I can remember.
Teresa thinks. You probably wouldn't want a name that is based off of some traumatic thing, even if you can't remember it. How about Petra? The clone sighs.
Petra Parker? I hated the alliteration growing up. Everyone called me Pee-Pee.
Teresa snorts. It just makes it easy. Peter, Petra, Uncle Richard, and Aunt Mary didn't pick a gender-neutral name for you, you know? But that's the closest equivalent.
Fine. If some name comes along that's better, then I'm changing it. I gotta get away from the Pee-Pee allegations.
Teresa giggles, and Petra cracks a smile. Wait, I forget how
What
to eek. I
fuck
forget
was
how to
that?
eek. Eek! Eek!
No.
Somebody eek for me. Okay, give me a bit. I'm gonna make up fake documents and ID and whatever. We got a whole room for it.
I need a new suit. I don't think the Spider-Man suits fit me.
I got some shit in my closet. Spy gear. Did he do the webbing design and stuff?
Yeah, by hand.
You learned sewing? Grab one of my spy suits and do some work and make yourself a new suit. It'll take me a while to make the fake ID and SSN. Teresa stands up, but Petra grabs her arm. Teresa looks at her. What is it? Oh, you need gear for the webbing, don't you? The people here have figured out that it's a compound of salicylic acid, methanol, and some other things. I can sneak into the labs.
No, thank you. You didn't have to do this.
Look, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around, but I've always wanted a girl relative close to my age. Teresa grabs Petra's hand close to the wrist. She squeezes. A squishing sound is heard, and the top of Petra's flannel sleeve gets soaked and kind of sticky. Petra looks down at it, as does Teresa. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Petra rolls her sleeve up, but it's pretty stubborn now. They look at her wrist and they notice a hole.
Those scientists stigmataed me.
Okay, first of all, calm down. Second of all, don't get a Christ complex now. You may have been born through some weird virgin thing, but you're not a savior. Teresa squeezes Petra's hand again, and webbing shoots out across the room. Oh my god. She looks at the web on the wall. That's...
A scientific horror.
No, it's cool. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. I swear. How do you make that? Do you have any other arms or something? Do you piss webs?
No? At least I hope so. I haven't tried yet.
Jared is flinching. These cloning pricks were probably trying to create something that can make naturally strong material. Ew! Okay, I'll be back. Stay still, cousin. Scour my closet, make yourself a suit. I don't have sewing supplies, but I do have paint and a brush if you want to quickly make some Spidey logo. And get out of those PP threads. They don't fit you at all. Throw them away. They're sticky as hell. Now, love you.
I love you too, Tess. I'm not going anywhere.
Teresa smiles, briefly looks at Petra, and leaves. Petra is alone in the room now. She looks at the window and at the picture of all of them at the non-denominational Easter gathering just a while ago. She looks at Uncle Ben and down at Teresa's phone, which she left in the room. She sighs, opening the closet, and gets to work. Petra tries on Teresa's spy suit. It's this black tactical outfit full of pockets and compartments. It's a one-piece and there's a holster for a pistol.
Okay. Don't need that.
Immediately, she removes the holster and takes the white paint, painting a large spider symbol to the best of her memory. She digs through the dresser, finding a mask. It's not like the Spider-Man mask. You can see her eyeballs, but this is a Mark I after all. And Petra looks at herself in the mirror. Her long hair flows out the top of this mask. She looks a bit ridiculous, but it'll have to do. Her wrists are exposed. She closes her eyes and sees Peter Parker, looking at himself in the mirror the first time he ever put the suit on. It was raggedy as well, an early makeshift model. She opens her eyes again, holding her head like she's fighting a headache. She grabs a piece of paper writing, "Going on patrol, we'll be back," before she opens the window again, with a press of her palm, swings out into the night. It's as though crime has grown ridiculously in the last couple of months. Petra's short time in the library earlier only really taught her a few things. Her family's largely dead, Feast was destroyed, but there has been this shift in the streets. In a montage, it becomes clear that the costumed idiots have started to come out in droves. She fights a guy wearing a frog costume. She stops a bank robbery that involved people all wearing purple for some reason. It's like she's a woman out of time, even though it has only been just a few months. At one point, swinging through the city, she catches sight of a big wheel rolling through the streets. People are cheering for him. So there is someone out there trying to do some good outside of Spider-Man.
Big wheel!
She lands on a building to kind of orient ourselves. It's the same one that was the Ghostbusters building in the original Ghostbusters movies. She hears a cry for help, and for a moment, everything in the frame vibrates. She swings down to the commotion. A woman dressed in black, complete with a beanie and sunglasses, is being attacked by a figure. The figure wears a white lab coat. There was a tail coming out from the back of this long lab coat.
Give it to me. Come on, lady. You got it through illegitimate means. Why not just give it?
No way.
Is it because of my condition? I didn't... Listen, the money will go to a good cause. It's fixing me. I didn't want this. Come on, lady.
Look, if you're trying to play hero, you're going about it all wrong.
The clone webs the figure's tail to the ground. He swings around to face her, and the webbing immediately breaks. We get a good look at his face now. Lightly covered in scales is Jack Quaid, playing, if it wasn't obvious enough already, Curtis Connors, the lizard.
Spider woman?
The one and only.
Connors hears footsteps and turns to see that the robber had already escaped. He stamps his foot on the ground.
Son of a...
Connors grumbles to himself and then looks back at Petra.
You messed me up. You screwed me over.
You were going to hurt her.
This was my perfect opportunity. Do you know how much stuff was happening tonight? The robberies, the hostage situations, the cats in the trees.
He locks in. He stares at Petra with this face of, I'm about to get a revelation, but I'm not quite there yet.
Wait, are you...
In that moment, Connors is hit in the back of the head.
Attacking one of my aides, huh?
She lands with cat-like skill, and it's the voice of Mikey Madison playing Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat.
You ought to know that that's a big no-no. Are you new to the city? I've never seen someone with such a tail before.
We focus on Petra, whose mouth is wide open. She's never seen this person before in her life, but damn it, something about her piques Petra's interest.
This isn't how this was supposed to go, you know? Ugh, I hate you super types.
Petra shoots another web, and Felicia starts attacking him. They essentially tag-teamed this skinny bean in a lab coat. Petra would throw a kick, and Felicia would swoop in for a claw strike. She could launch Connors in the air, and Felicia would kick him back down to the ground. They wallop on this dude until he gets away, and he shoves them off and retreats down into an open sewer grate. They stand there, breathing heavily. Petra can hardly bring herself to look Felicia in the eyes. She's blushing hard already.
That was great work.
Petra stumbles over her words.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I can't help but notice that, unlike Spider, you make the webbing. That's sick as hell.
Oh, thank you. You know Spider-Man?
Yeah. And is it rude to assume that you're, no kind way to put this, I guess, a clone of the original Spider? I dealt with one a bit ago. Complete and utter asshole.
It's not rude. You'd be right.
Tend to be. Cat is always smarter than the Spider.
She chuckles at her own joke, and she snorts a bit in her laugh. Petra smiles.
Sorry. I used to say that all the time. God, this is kind of weird.
Felicia removes her domino mask, showing her full face. She waves, moving her fingers instead of her hand.
Hi, I'm Felicia Hardy. They call me the Black Cat when I'm stealing their shit.
Petra begins to speak.
I'm Petra.
Dear God, what a bad name. I am sorry. Girl, you can pick any name you want. Why the hell would you just go with a variant of your old name?
Oh, my cousin picked it out. It's temporary.
Peter never mentioned he had a cousin.
Felicia pinches her nose in frustration.
Fuck him. That's right, I said it. I can't deal with his bullshit. You know, he ghosted me, has gone completely radio silent. You get a black suit that looks hot as hell and tighten all the right places. Now he's probably spreading his web fluid all over the damn town.
Petra snickers.
Aren't you also him? Like, in a weird way?
I mean, yeah, but...
She closes her eyes. She sees herself suiting up for the first time as Spider-Woman.
But also no.
Yes, but also no. You'd make for a good Schrodinger's cat, you know that? Want to get a bite to eat?
Petra, unable to hide her excitement or blush, simply removes her mask.
Sure, I'm starving. But I need to get out of this costume. I don't have any clothes on me. I forgot to grab some.
We can find some. Come on.
She launches her grapple hook and goes off into the sky. Petra looks at Felicia as she disappears into the night. She sighs, holding her knees. She lets out a deep breath before putting her mask back on and launching herself to a wall, climbing up it. We cut to the sewer. Connor still looks quite human because it's Jack Quaid and we need to milk his handsomeness for all we got for him. However, he's broken into more or less a crawling sprint. His tail swings back and forth beneath him, and he starts crawling along the top of the sewer as though he's also a spider-like person. He takes a left, a right, another right, goes straight. Eventually, he comes to a grate, removes it, and crawls into a room that is glaringly stale. White floors, white ceilings, sharp LEDs. Standing in the very far back is a figure. He wears a lab coat as well. The biggest difference to Kurt is that he is green all the way. He turns around.
Home already.
We catch a good look at his face. The man isn't green, actually. He's wearing this long, almost ridiculous headgear with long ears that make him look like a goblin. He probably removes them and sets them on the table. It's Miles Warren, played by Hugh Grant.
I couldn't find appropriate funding, Dr. Warren, sir.
Connors looks sheepishly at Warren. He tries to keep his head down, but he occasionally looks up, worried about the repercussions of his failure.
Oh, failures happen. That's the thing about science, or robbery. Stand up straight. You need proper posture if you want to live with that tail.
I don't want to live with the tail.
Ah, but you see, you have no choice. Stand up straight.
Connor slinks up, his spine popping and crackling with the weight of what dangles behind him. It's as though he's trying to do a chin-up with nothing, like every movement that doesn't involve being hunched over is pain. Warren walks around Connors. He's examining Curtis, looking for flaws in the creation. He stands behind Curtis and starts massaging his neck.
Now, doesn't that feel good?
You did this to me. Does it feel good to you?
He continues to massage Connors. It does feel good. Connors closes his eyes. His mouth is ajar.
Very. But you know I couldn't do this to you without your formula, your ideas. Sometimes us scientific types aspire to have a good paper. Others like you and I, we like results. Hard and fast results. We like to change the world. That's why giving this massage feels good to me. It's giving you the appropriate reaction.
Warren digs his hands into Connor's shoulder blades. Connors winces. We see in this moment that his teeth are starting to get sharper.
Why did you fail? Did Spider-Man stop you? Big Wheel is a new living vampire running around.
I was gonna steal the money from a robbery that I guess one of the Black Cat's lackeys committed. Should have heard the police radars. It was so busy. And then Spider-Woman stopped me.
Spider-Woman.
She looked like Spider-Man, but had like long flowing hair. She spoke like him too, but her voice was also a bit higher. Spider-Woman.
Warren digs his hands even further down now. Connors flings him back, growling. Warren gets up with a chuckle.
My boy, why didn't you start with that? That was my side project turned main project. That was a clone.
A clone?
Warren smiles.
Sit down. It's irresponsible for the professor and his assistant to have any sort of secrets.
There's a wicker chair, a circle cut out on the bottom. Kurt grabs the chair and drags it across the floor, and he sits across from Warren. His tail kind of slinks through the hole in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
We get a look at the lab, this nebulous spot, and his tail is on the floor moving back and forth.
Let's hear it.
Well, they were bound to pop out of the woodwork again after that setback. It's obvious in hindsight that what I was forced to participate in was an arms race.
Alrighty. Special thanks to Mikey Madison for being willing to dye her hair white for the role. I know that she had to she lost out on several roles because of it, but her dedication since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, even earlier, just proves to me in particular that her desire to perfect this character is something special and to be lauded. Felicia sits across from Petra in a nice Italian restaurant. She sips wine, looking at Petra with curiosity.
Do you drink?
I don't have an ID.
Oh, well, if you have a sip of wine, I won't tell.
Petra wears a dress that screams, no way in hell could she ever afford this. It's beautiful and fits her just right. She's admiring the sleeves.
It's nice, isn't it? Stole it myself on the trip to here.
Petra rose the back of her neck, feeling the tag.
I can tell.
Petra finishes her glass of water. The waiter promptly comes and refills it, and Felicia smiles.
You go first.
Sorry. No, you.
Okay. What have you been up to?
Oh, here and there. Broke out of a tube.
Momentary flashback to an unseen moment where the clone collapses to the ground, soaked in some unknown liquid. We return to Petra, who is spinning spaghetti.
Escaped a facility that I can't even name or point out.
Another flashback where she's running nude through a corridor. Guards are shooting their guns. Someone in front of her grabs a guard's face and throws him, and he drops the loose skin on the ground.
And I broke into Peter's house.
See, and that's why you can't judge me for stealing clothes.
I mean, they're my clothes.
Not really, but pop off.
I took his laptop, then I visited my cousin, then I went on patrol.
So you clones still feel that compulsion to help people, huh?
Of course. I mean, Mom, Dad, Uncle Ben, Aunt May, Peter or Petra, we come from a long line of helpers.
In my line of work, helping can get a person hurt.
Petra dips a breadstick in the sauce.
I know that, too.
Felicia's a bit wine drunk at this point. We kind of go a little bit further in the date, or not the date, the dinner. She points a breadstick at Petra like it's a wand.
So explain something to me, How do you still have all of the memories of like PP Prime?
Jeez, I need a new name. Anyway, so I'm something of a scientist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a certain stopping point for all of the clones, and that's before the whole feast attack happened. I remember helping out my mom and my aunt, and then I woke up in a tube. But I don't remember bleeding or shedding some DNA then. It had to have been later, so there's sort of a timeline. I just don't know what that timeline is. I've already kind of accepted that it's different, that there are several months of Prime that I will never experience.
And now you have a whole life separate from him. You into tarot?
Not really.
Damn, neither was Peter. What about magic? Luck, fate, whatever.
I mean, I assume there's probably some sort of destiny.
A little bit ago, actually, I had a person on my crew. Thought he was this, like, special effects guy, but turns out he's a real fucking magician. And there's been rumors of a girl that can wear masks and become, like, different things when she puts them on. If those things are true, and I'm inclined to believe they are, but with the space aliens and Martin Lee's out there, what about a soul? What about fate?
I think I see.
You may or may not, but let me finish. Don't be Pete right now. Be Petra, or whatever you're going to call yourself. And just let me finish what I want to say. You might not think it now, girl, but you're bound to do something cool. And I can feel an energy around you that you don't think you're your own person, that you're somehow still Peter Parker. Okay, sure. Think that for a little, but also realize that you're your own soul, your own entity.
Petra looks at her empty plate.
Just simmer and brew on that, okay? Got a phone?
No.
Got any money?
Nope.
Felicia digs in her bag and pulls out a phone, still in the box. She also hands Petra some cash.
Give me your arm.
Where'd you get the phone?
Don't act like you don't know. Give me your arm.
Petra shows her arm to Felicia. Felicia takes out a Sharpie and writes down her number.
That phone is free, as is the cash. Dinner's on me. And by that, I mean we're getting the hell out of here without paying the bill. Petra, or, again, whatever you're going to call yourself, you got a friend in me. And it's not because you're a clone of my ex. It's because you're you. Keep that in mind.
Thank you, Felicia, but hold on, we're not paying?
Nope. You ready? If you act like you're already paid, they won't stop you. Come on.
Felicia walks away with a pep in her step and a smile on her face. Petra follows just a step or two behind. They walk past the person at the front, out the door, and through the hallway. Excuse me, you two didn't pay.
Pick up the pace.
We see that Petra was wearing sneakers the whole time. Felicia, with a slight hop, removes her heels and starts running for the elevator. Security, these two did not pay for their meal. The guards start to run towards the elevator, but it closes in time. Felicia and Petra are breathing heavily. Then, one of them breaks into laughter. The other follows suit. Felicia snorts when she laughs. This makes Petra snort as well. A little bit later, Petra crawls through the window of the WEB dorm room that houses Teresa. Had a good night?
I was just out for a couple of hours.
You said you weren't going anywhere. What if they kidnapped you?
I know, it's just...
Where's my spy suit? Where the hell did you get that nice dress?
Ah, crap. I left the suit on the roof of the restaurant.
You went out to eat?
I made a friend.
Petra sits down on the floor. A friend?
You know, Felicia Hardy, I just met her tonight. She seems...
She dated Peter, yeah. He posted all these pictures with her on Instagram, and then they broke up. Knowing what I know now, Peter then started wearing that black suit around the city. I guess wearing a black or darker version of your suit is the superhero equivalent of a breakup tattoo? Or putting an anime guy crying as your profile picture and sending a snap that says, "Streaks, don't hit me up. If you know, you know." Petra rubs the back of her neck.
Well, it was a fun time. She was really nice, if a bit chaotic.
Her dad is on the most wanted list. You know that? He was a spy, and then he became a renowned thief. Some people think she followed in her dad's footsteps, but if she's good, then she's good.
Oh, yeah, she's good. Paid for the bill and everything. Even gave me this nice dress. She said she works as an accountant. No, stockbroker. No, that wasn't it either.
You're still such a bad liar. Oh my god.
Yet you didn't figure out he was Spider-Man.
Is she a thief?
If I tell you what she does, am I talking to international spy in training Teresa Parker, or Teresa Parker, my cousin?
That depends.
Then let's talk about something else.
Teresa groans and grabs her bag. She digs through it. You know, not saying anything is just as bad as saying something. She unzips another zipper. Petra doesn't say anything. Teresa eventually grabs the fake ID and the new social security number. Look, you can spend the rest of the night here. That's okay. But you have to be out in the morning. I'll get into so much trouble. And if they figure out what you are, you're in trouble too. I don't know if you can qualify for a credit card or something, but it might be best if you find somewhere to crash. You're your own person now, Petra Parker, age 21. Just don't mess it up.
Could we add just a really quick back and forth of like, and you're calling Felicia out on being a thief and you forged an entire...
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Look who's talking. Calling out Felicia for being a thief, and you're forging an entire identity for me.
You need the identity. You want me to just give you an ID of Peter Parker? I can do that.
Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry I went out.
It's okay. The Parker family always has to do some good, right?
Yeah.
Teresa tosses Petra a blanket and a pillow. Petra bundles up and closes her eyes.
Good night.
Good night, cousin. Please don't mess it all up for the rest of us. Elsewhere, Miles Warren and Kurt Connors stare at one another.
So as you can tell in that grand story of failure and success, I screwed up. I screwed up very badly. I can admit that. But ultimately, isn't the pursuit of science a goal to become better? Better than God, even?
Kurt's mouth is wide open in shock.
You cloned Spider-Man.
Yes, his name is Peter Parker. But you can't go around telling people that. He gets very sensitive.
Warren waves his hands in the air, and he's quoting Kingpin in a way.
Knowing that Twerp's identity doesn't mean jack shit. His mom, dad, and aunt are all dead. How the hell is an uncle going to matter at this point?
Dr. Warren, this isn't natural. This isn't even right. Those clones didn't ask to be born, and you were what? You were hoping to make the perfect weapon?
Excuse me, I made the perfect weapons. And they all escaped. Because they were so perfect. So this runs back as a success for me. Besides, let's talk about unnaturalness. You helped me perfect the animal-human hybridization process.
Warren points at the plans that are hanging in the room. There is a design for a spire, a sort of cloud seeding technology.
As I said earlier, we are in an arms race. War is coming to New York. With your expertise and my excellent mind, well, we're giving guerrilla warfare a new meaning.
We see on one of the papers text that reads the Darwin Tower and a list of various animal species, including lemurs, tortoises, apes, gorillas, dogs, mantises, and spiders. End of Act 1.
This is really good.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
I love the dialogue back and forth. Just so much character in these little conversations.
Thank you.
The fuck do you mean she has organic webbing? You pulled the meme panel from a Deadpool Spider-Man comic where Deadpool hits his webbing and he goes, ugh, and he's like, oh my god. Noah is violently shaking his head no.
It's such a gross visual.
It's such a nasty visual.
I always thought that the organic webbing was like the grossest decision that was ever made in like any movie. And
no, but you see, it reflects on growing up and the changes that happen to your body during puberty.
Okay, I did not realize that part. Yeah, that makes sense.
Two things.
How did you not, Peyton?
Two things. One, in the Spider-Man, like the Raimi trilogy, like when he first gets it, isn't it just like a little like star-shaped little piece of webbing right there? They're like, there's no hole. They really try to avoid you thinking about like how nasty that is.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's the webbing spot, and then webbing comes out. Okay. There is an abandoned script for a Spider-Man film that was supposed to I think it was supposed to star Leonardo DiCaprio when he was like a kid.
Was it the James Cameron Spider-Man?
I don't know.
I think
but
so.
There was a scene where he woke up and he was glued to the inside of his bed.
Oh, that's awful.
Because he leaked webbing everywhere in his
Ew.
covers. So if you don't, if you think that the webbing metaphor is like your body's changing sort of metaphor, they took it way too far, and he wakes up with like soaked sheets and stuck to his bed.
That's disgusting.
That's absolutely fucking vile. I hated it. I was like, why?
To wake up in soaked sheets.
He could not. He was physically stuck inside his covers and could not. Everything. He was like sealed into a block.
Oh, I remember puberty. That was crazy. Yeah.
Do not say no. Insane.
We are grown men.
Yeah.
We are grown men writing a Spider-Man podcast.
Tax-paying adults.
Tax-paying adults.
I turned 24 in a couple days.
So the decision. Happy early birthday, Jared. Yeah. So the decision to have it be Nicole Maines kind of came from the Discord. Because there was a bit of debate.
I've been championing this for months now.
Yeah. I was thinking about casting somebody. Like, I could not. I think that Nicole Maines is a great actress, but I was like, she's already played a superhero in the form of Dreamer in the Legends of Tomorrow or Supergirl or whatever, one of those CW shows.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, is it a cop out? Because she marks all the points that I really wanted with this character of a trans woman that would be great for superhero roles. And it's like, well, she's already played a superhero role. And so I was hesitant to cast her again. But Jarrett, Jonah, and a couple of the other members of the Discord, major shout out to the Discord, were like, no, that would be really cool. That would be really awesome. And so Nicole Maines is our Spider-Woman. She is also like roughly the same age as Jacob Timothy Manown, which is pretty lucky.
I think they're within a couple, like a year or two of one another.
Yeah. So pretty good job with the casting, y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, you were convinced that you were like, this isn't going to work. I'm going to try and find somebody different. And then I was like, okay, well, if we're going to change it, then I'll tell you who would have played it and played them. And everybody was like, no, keep it.
Yeah. Which I'm happy to keep it. I think that this is a really good casting. Do we want to head on into Act 2? I know that Act 1 was pretty long. This is a long script. And so I really do appreciate y'all being willing to like sit down with me and read this. Do we need a break or anything?
I think I'm going to go refill my drink, but it's only going to take a minute. I'll be right back.
While he's refilling the drink, we're going to play a little bit of a shout out from one of our podcast people.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Janine, and we're the hosts of Domats Dawn,
A podcast where we cover The Simpsons and One Piece as contemporary media.
and then pair up the characters. Learn what Simpsons character would be perfect as Buggy the Clown.
And find out which One Piece character gets the honor of being original Bart Simpson.
So if you're tired of short podcasts that give up a dozen episodes,
Or want to listen to a recap series with over 1,000 episodes to cover,
then you're in luck. We've made over 85 episodes so far.
and we've covered over a decade worth of episodes from 1999 to 2011.
With guests like hosts from Are You Afraid of the Dark Universe?
And Shonen Flop.
It's too late for us to quit, but it's not too late for you to join in.
Check out the podcast in our cover gallery at domansdawn.com.
That's DOHMANCEDAWN.com.
And follow us on YouTube and Blue Sky.
Alrighty, and we're back, everybody. Y'all want to just hop on into Act 2?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. Act 2. Peter, what are you doing? The camera lifts on a child, 13 years old. He's scrawny, a bit misshapen, and he's crying. The camera pans down to Peter's legs. There's blood streaking down on his right, which has patches of hair. The left leg is unshaven. On the tiled floor of the bathroom is blood and a razor.
I wanted to shave. It was just so itchy all the time wearing pants. I wanted to know what it felt like. Swimmers do it.
Peter's mom, Mary, played by Emma Roberts, looks down at Pete with understanding. She isn't repulsed, though she is a bit confused by the whole debacle. She grabs a towel and kneels down, patting Peter's legs. Peter winces. Well, you can't go in dry. She lifts the towel and looks at his leg to see if the wounds have dried away. And you should use some shaving cream. Dad's away. You can use his. She wets a rag and sits down on the floor, pressing the towel against his leg. You shaved in so many different directions. Peter, honey, you'll only cut yourself doing that.
You're not mad at me?
She looks at Peter. No, honey, I'm not. It's funny. Your grandma, Mama Fitzpatrick, my mom, had to do the same thing with me. But I was a swimmer, so I must admit I'm kind of confused. You hate sports. Peter's silent. His mom takes some Gillette shaving foam and applies it to Peter's leg, and she grabs a razor, rinsing it, and shaves the leg for him.
Well, to be honest, I feel like I look better with my legs shaved.
Mary chuckles at this. She looks up. All right, kiddo, whatever you say. When that hair starts growing back, I don't want to hear about how bad it itches.
It'll itch?
Yes! We'll try our best, but it's going to hurt. Hair wants to grow. It always changes.
Oh, shit.
Language, young man. Peter flinches at the razor going over a cut. Mary apologizes.
Mom, what was Mama Fitzgerald's real name before marrying Papa?
Elizabeth. Elizabeth Drew.
That's a cool name.
She was a cool lady. You would have liked her. She would have done this for you in a heartbeat. Petra wakes up to Teresa packing a bag for her.
What are you doing?
I told you, cuz. You're gonna have to leave. I can't get kicked out of spy school. I gotta think about Mom and Uncle Richard's legacy, you know? I don't know if Dad will let you stay at his house. I'm pretty sure Pete took my room. Maybe you can find a hotel or something. You're smart. Push comes to shove, you can always go back to wrestling in Mexico for money, huh? Petra rubs the back of her head, thinking about what Peter did in El Muerto.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, you'll have everything in this bag. Toiletries, pajamas, real clothes. There's some girl stuff in here, too. Not sure if you'll need it. Dear God, what a fate worse than death. Petra looks down and kind of cringes. We see in the background Teresa sliding something else into the bag. Of course, your laptop. We can see each other off campus. I put my number on a post-it note inside a copy of All About Love. So, if you get a phone, we can talk. Petra grabs the phone that was under her pillow, quickly sliding it into her pocket. Teresa doesn't seem to notice her doing that and hands her the bag. Oh, and one last thing. Teresa brings Petra into a hug. They stand there for a bit, and Petra eventually puts her hand on Teresa's back.
Thank you for accepting me.
Of course I would. Family's family, even if it's a clone.
Yeah.
Petra lets go and opens the window.
I don't have time to brush my teeth, do I?
There's a knock at the door.
Teresa, you up? You're gonna be late for class. Well, we're gonna be late.
Coming, Tanis. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to get going. You can't brush your teeth. Petra nods and opens the window. She swings out as the sun starts to rise. Teresa opens the door to see Tanis Neves, played by Ella Purnell. I'm sorry, Jonah. Jonah had notably casted Ella Purnell in a role in Swiss Miss, but this has been the role that I've been wanting her to play for years.
You slept with your window open?
And ocean sounds playing on my speaker.
For as long as I've been your big, I never would have guessed you were a window open ocean sounds kind of person.
Real quick. Big is a fraternity sorority term. Probably in an earlier scene, Teresa would explain that Tanis is her big, an older student that kind of takes Teresa under her wing, making Teresa a little. Teresa's approximately 16, 17 here, while Tanis would be about Peter Parker's age. Anyways, back to the story. Yeah, I don't. I just wanted to give it a try. My nose is dry.
All right. Come on, weirdo.
Tanis elbows Teresa as they begin to head to class. Teresa checks her phone to see that the tracker she had placed in Petra's bag is live. They walk down the hallway, the camera left static. Say, what's the web's policy on extracurricular reconnaissance?
If it's not like an ex-partner, but actually someone or something that's a threat to security, I don't see why not.
Cool. I'm working on a project right now. I'll show more if it becomes something. Petra lands on top of a building in New York City proper. She takes out her phone and immediately sees that it has all the features of a standard Sony phone. There's only one contact in it. Felicia's icon is her taking a selfie in front of the Mona Lisa. Petra taps the icon and calls her. She paces around on the rooftop.
Hello?
Hey, it's a Petra, Spider Girl.
Dear God. You're Spider-Woman, dude. Girl is so juvenile. Why should Peter get to be man and you reduce yourself to a child?
We see that Felicia is just chilling in her apartment. Hanging on walls are priceless art pieces. Maybe even the Mona Lisa.
You've got a good point.
Anyway, what's up?
I kind of need help.
I don't tend to help people unless there's something in return.
But you were with Peter.
Okay, yes, but Peter has abs. What I got with him was a total smoke show, but I can't help that he was an unstable guy with a hero complex.
Look, I'm homeless. I don't really know where to go. I'm a clone. I can't go back to my family because most of them are dead, and I think it would just be weird.
Felicia's petting a cat while talking to Petra now.
Well, I could see that. Let's make a deal. How opposed are you to thievery?
I don't really like doing it.
Have you tried it? Oh, wait, you have. We stole a meal last night, and you stole Peter's laptop.
It's my laptop, technically.
But didn't you get that thrill, though? That rush? Girl, your spider abilities are perfect for stealing. Little cat grabs in the night. I don't have much of a crew, but I think you and I would make a perfect duo.
Felicia, I still want to do heroic stuff.
You still can. People won't be able to get a read on you. She steals paintings, but she also saves old people from trees. J. Jonah Jameson will probably redirect a lot of the hate onto Spider-Man anyway.
Petra's frowning, but she's clearly contemplating this, and she looks at her bag.
Okay, fine. I'll do it.
Hell yes.
But if I want to stop, then I get to stop, okay? Or if it gets too expensive or too dangerous.
Okay, that's fine, but then you would have to start paying rent. And if you're anything like Peter, you're probably late on stuff like that.
I don't think I want to be anything like Peter.
And there's the first step.
Gotcha. Come live with me.
Felicia hangs up the call, and Petra looks down at her phone and sees a text from Felicia of her address. We get some swinging with Petra as she tries to avoid the main roads due to her not being in a costume at this point. She eventually arrives at Felicia's apartment. To surprise, Petra unpacks her bags, but notably misses the tracker, and they immediately get started on living arrangements and agreements. Felicia's like, you can live here, but you're going to get the groceries and stuff, and Petra communicates that she will need her alone time, because of course she does. She's technically an only child. Felicia's like, yeah, I run solo most of the time too.
I think I ought to get a day job.
So you go out at night as Spider-Woman, but you're also working at like a Burger King?
Or something. I don't know. I never really took time to do stuff myself outside of the spider life. I kept getting distracted.
Well, sure. Let me look at that ID you got.
Petra hands the fake ID and SSN. Here we get a good look at Teresa's work, and we see that Petra's full legal name is Petra Parkour, and there's all this other like minor mistakes in it.
This is terrible. We'll make a better one. Are you really settled on Petra? Like, as your new name?
Honestly, no.
Okay. Think on it. Brew on the name. We have a mission tonight. I'm going to talk to one of my guys. He's in the superhero fashion business. You will love him. In fact, I think you'll probably know him.
We're going to jump a little bit to a knock on the door. Felicia, who's busy getting herself ready, opens the door to a character played by the British actor Mawaan Rizwan. Immediately, Petra's eyes widen.
Coop?
Cooper Cohen sets his bag down and looks at Petra. Coop narrows his eyes real quick. Cooper Cohen is the web weaver character from Edge of Spider-Verse 2022. He's one of the variants of Spider-Man. He's notably he's a queer Spider-Man that also does a lot of like fashion design work. In this universe, he's never been bitten by a radioactive spider. He's just like one of Peter's friends. So Cooper Cohen sets his bag down and looks at Petra. Coop narrows his eyes. Peter?
Her
Spidey sense is off the charts. Not because she's in any danger, but she does realize that in this moment, she can expose her identity to someone she knew, but wasn't exactly the closest with, or hasn't really kept in touch with.
She goes by Petra now. She was Spider-Man.
Petra? Spider-Man. That explains that field trip and your sickness for a few days. And then the abs and the ass. Okay. Cool. How have you been, girl? Petra's staring bullets into Felicia's soul. Felicia waves using her fingers and heads into the kitchen.
I've been going through some changes recently. Okay, geez. I didn't expect to drop all this on you, or anyone today, really. Let me start from the beginning.
Petra explains everything to Cooper to the best of her ability to make it make sense to a layman. Cooper nods while he makes Petra stand and measures her waist, chest, and other things. So you're not Peter, but you have this new lease on life. You know, low key, I kind of thought you were always trying to find yourself. Why'd you choose the name Petra?
I just needed a new name. But it sounds wrong. Like I want to correct everyone saying my name. I'm not settled on it.
Cooper sits across from Petra now, and he holds his hands out to her. Hands. Petra puts her hands in Cooper's, and Cooper holds tightly. Remember when you and I were on lunch, and we sat away from everyone because we were the weird kids? You, the brainiac, me, the closeted gay immigrant kid. And I told you about my first boyfriend, and you said...
That's wonderful. When can I meet him?
Just that acceptance. The immediate love. I've dealt with people that didn't do that for me, that didn't extend that open hand. You'll come across that too. When me and John broke up and I told you, while also talking about how nice Spider-Man's ass was, I'm sorry. You said that if we never had to make a decision in our life to help us, we'd remain static in an ever-moving world. Cooper rolls his sleeve up, showing a tattoo that says, "Don't be static. Keep a bit of what you said on me every day. If you don't like your name, change it. Do not stay static in an ever-moving world. Always be looking. Always change." Cut to Petra, whose face is red. She's smiling, but she's about to cry. Cooper says to come here, and they hug.
I'm sorry we didn't stay in touch.
Look, what I've learned being a designer in this super business is that you all are absolutely shit at keeping in touch. Villains, heroes, none of you guys are able to respond in a timely manner. I run on sworn confidentiality, but I was helping this escaped felon make a new suit that would fit these robotic arms out from his back. I made some former wear for him, and he immediately ghosted me. I still have this green and yellow design somewhere.
Otto Octavius broke out of prison?
Cooper looks at Petra and then away from her. No comment. Okay, let's talk about your costume. Look, we all love the red and blue. Not a lot of people like the black, but I think that's because of the insane acts that Spider-Man's been pulling lately. They say he's too similar to that beefcake that was running around San Francisco. It's a bit unusual, and I understand if you don't want to do this, but here's an idea I have. He shows Petra an updated design on his tablet where her mask covers her face but not her hair. There's no webbing, but there is a large spider that goes across her chest. It's maroon instead of the usual red. I do it with a nice polymer I got, and then he swipes, showing another version of the costume, this time with a jacket. You know, for when it gets cold. On the jacket's back is the OG Spider-Man logo. You know, it's going to say a bit of the new, shows a bit of the old, but it's still 100% you.
This is sick as hell.
Cooper smiles. I know. I designed it.
You know, I did my costume using my mom's sewing machine. I taught myself how to do it. Had to make some crappy hoodies for my cousin and uncle, though, to have an excuse why I needed it. This is so awesome.
Cooper kind of laughs at this, and then he stands up. Alrighty, I'm gonna go into the other room. We can talk if you want to, but I do kind of need my alone time. These hands are fast, and Felicia's pockets are deep. Right, Felicia? Felicia pops in momentarily to just go, mm-hmm. Petra talks about how she's going to just chill out, and Cooper leaves the room. Alone now, Petra opens her phone and starts just mindlessly swiping. She opens Instagram. She logged into Peter's account and just scrolls looking at pictures of Peter, who she was. And she grimaces. Cooper's words, which were her words at one point, do not stay static in an ever-moving world. Always be looking, always change. Seem to kind of circle her mind. She Googles names that mean to look. And she scrolls through all of these names before coming across Jessica, which means to look for. She also opens up her Ancestry account, looking through names of her family, and the line stretches really far back. Her great-grandmother, a woman named Elizabeth Drew, would marry William Wild Will Fitzpatrick. To have a daughter, Mary Fitzpatrick, who would become Mary Parker when her and Richard got married. Petra, no. Jessica may be a Parker. She's also a Fitzpatrick and a Drew, and she remembers that conversation that she had years ago with her mom. This is, of course, set to Gone, Gone, Gone by Philip Phillips. It is not the dance sequence.
This was such a good bit, and then you threw in.
It does not need to be set to Philip Phillips.
I'm
Gone,
kidding.
Gone, Gone.
No, it does. It does.
I'm kidding.
You said so it does.
It's gotta be. What's the other Philip Phillips song that was in the first Amazing Spider-Man?
There were two?
Yeah. I honest to God, there were two Philip Phillips
No
songs.
way.
The other one was in the first Amazing Spider-Man when he's like testing out his powers and he's like
Is it Home?
skateboarding up in, I think it's maybe Home.
Yeah, it's Home.
Yeah.
Settle down. Wait, no, that's the chorus.
Yeah.
Settle down.
I like Home better because she's kind of finding herself and like
Yeah.
remembering, like trying to find out how she fits into her past while also making it her own.
Right.
Home works, I think.
Okay, we'll do Home instead of Gone, Gone, Gone. But this is not the dance sequence. I should note that. Jessica yells.
Hey, Felicia, Cooper, can you two come in here for a second?
Felicia comes in, costumed up, and Cooper's holding the suit that he's been making for Jessica. What's up?
I've thought about our conversations, and I think there's a name that really calls to me. Jessica. And though I'd like to keep the Parker last name, I know that there's some danger to having me stay a Parker. But I consider both of you my friends. You've helped me figure out my first name, and that's my connection to you too. But I want to stay connected to my real family in a way. An ancestor of mine had the maiden name of Drew, so...
Okay, I'm sorry. This bit can be cut. It is not a Philip Phillips song in that scene. It is Coldplay. It is Till Kingdom Come by Coldplay.
Oh my god. Then why does Home... Okay.
But I like Home better for the context of that scene. Anyway.
Okay.
Jessica Drew, huh?
Yeah.
Cooper smiles. Hell yes. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Jessica, give me just a bit. I'll be right back. I'm just putting the finishing touches. Hell yes. He hugs Jessica and runs off. Felicia gives a slight smirk.
Ready for tonight?
What are we doing?
It's a ball. You're my date. Just gonna snatch a couple necklaces, maybe do a bit of dancing. Snatch a priceless diamond, drink a bit of wine. There's a problem, though.
Jessica kind of shuffles, uncomfortable with the whole idea and premise of stealing, but she forces a smile.
What's up?
My guys told me that because of, well, my escapades these last few months, they're upping security. Metahuman private firms and stuff. Guy called Marty Blank. Rumor is he went through some experimentation in some of those alpha male camps. They call him the Gibbon. He yells a lot. He also has the strength of a gorilla, apparently. He was also told that he has the right to totally wreck the party and my shit if I am there.
Oh.
Yeah, so you get to play a bit of a hero. My hero. Hope you're not rusty.
I'm going to summarize the rest of this. Jessica gets her suit and tries it on, and heroic music swells. Felicia tells her to wear it underneath her outfit. Felicia comes out in a black suit, absolutely slaying, of course, because it's Mikey Madison. Cooper shows Jessica a dress that he was making for her in addition to the costume. And listen, I know costume and suit making often takes longer than a day, But I imagine that Cooper is probably nigh metahuman when it comes to making like really cool outfits and stuff. He's probably really fast with his work. The dress is a bit more regal looking, giving enough room for her to wear the costume underneath. And it's the same maroon as her suit, but it has a pattern in it that is kind of like webbing. Jessica loves it. And then we have it goes into a flashback.
All right, class, it is an easy lesson to learn in your high schools. Who can tell me about Punnett squares? Punnett. Note in your notebooks. Punnett.
Miles Warren stands in front of a crowded lecture hall. No one answers. He looks around their class and sees a hand raised in the air. It's Kurt Connors. For his transformation, it's that young, wide-eyed Jack Quaid we all know and love.
Precocious Mr. Connors, what can you tell us about Punnett squares?
They're a chart used in genetics to predict the possibility of traits from a genetic cross between two parents.
Yes, exactly.
Warren wanders up and down the class and he's approaching Kurt.
We are geneticists, people. We think about life in such a way because we want to change it.
Kurt sits at the end of the line of chairs in this lecture hall, and Warren climbs the stairs.
Who here is taking philosophy with Dr. Paynes?
Some students raise their hands.
You consider life through Kant, Foucault, Socrates, Locke. I myself am a fan of Nietzsche and Chomsky. But there is merely one way to consider life. In film studies with Professor Espinosa, you consider life through cinema. So we must consider life through four squares. Say, for the sake of argument, that me and Mr. Connors here could have a child.
Some chuckles and laughs throughout the audience. Kurt's face turns red.
Now, we know seahorses do just that. Who knows, centuries from now, everyone may be able to evolve to carry. I look into Kurt's green eyes, and I know that we had a child, my blue eyes would not exist in that kid. For green is dominant over blue. Not by a lot. We're both recessive. Okay, better example.
He stares at Kurt for a moment, and Kurt looks at him with slight confusion and a bit of disgust.
Who here has brown eyes? Brown. Brown. Mr. Sitsevic, you do. I don't want to drag you down, but you're weak and tiny.
The class laughs.
But you are dominant in one thing. Your eye color. The brown eyes dominate everything.
Warren puts a note on Kurt's desk as he walks away. It just reads, "See me," and he continues the discussion. Later, Kurt enters Dr. Warren's office. Warren turns to look at him.
How's Martha?
What you said in class today was a step too far.
Look, I'm sorry. Shouldn't have said it. You're right.
Martha's fine.
Does she know what we do?
The experiments?
Warren kind of mulls this over, staring at Connors.
Yes, the experiments. Of course.
I want us to shift to just having a working relationship. Want a life with Martha outside of this.
Sure. So, the experiments. Splicing human DNA with animals. Your double major is putting a lot of work into this, huh? That doctorate, that Peace Prize. Look, I know you're going to write the paper, but I hope your mentor is credited in it. How is it going?
Thinking about the health benefits mostly. Imagine if we could be nigh bulletproof like a rhinoceros. We wouldn't have so much death in combat. Or what if we could recover limbs like a lizard?
It would be nice.
I just need a human to test it on.
We'll find them. Or if we can't find them, we can always make them.
On a large scale?
Maybe. Perhaps just a city block. A new age of humanity that wouldn't be determined by recessive or dominant genes. Forced natural selection. Could be beautiful. But it's beyond our reach. Just look at our class, see if there's a football player that would turn down to have a turtle shell. Surely it'll be easy.
Connors laughs.
You're funny, Doc.
I know, it's one of my many charms. Are you sure we can't continue our other work?
Kurt quickly gets serious.
I am getting engaged to Martha tonight. She's pregnant. I can't do that to my family. It ends now.
I could always tell her.
You wouldn't, and you can't. Your job would be on the line. Like it or not.
We both have each other wrapped around our fingers. Rocks and hard places. Bravo.
You'll get your credit, but I don't want to hear from you again.
Back in the present day, the lizardified Kurt seen climbing the Fisk Tower's exterior. On his back is pieces of metal, designs, and some other things in a makeshift bag. When he gets to the top, Warren comes out through a door to the roof's access.
Bloody hell, it's cold up here. But you're cold-blooded by now, aren't you? You thrive at this point.
Connor's face has a bit of Jack Quaid still in it, but this progressive transformation has started to turn him more animal than man. He drops the bag.
Once we're done, you're fixing me.
Yes, of course.
I didn't ask to be turned into this.
Come on now. You and I talked so much about taking people against their will and doing experiments on them. I took your work and mastered it. I even figured out a cure.
You did?
Of course I did, you imbecile. Family man. You are my favorite, you know that? A genius. You should be thanking me for giving you the opportunity to grow your limbs back.
You cut my hand off, you piece of shit.
Ugh. You know, so many of these creations are always so mad. I don't want to be a vulture. I got a family. I just want to lead my gang. Don't turn me into a scorpion, man. Boo-hoo. Remember Alexei, that dumbass weakling. He comes crawling to me, talking about a hunt he had after graduating. Now everyone thought he was weak and too smart. I gave him rhino DNA. You didn't tell me I'd have the skin of a rhino. So I attached this valve to delay the flow to him. He dies like an animal in the woods. Trampled by animals, even. So I shift careers, get into cloning. I fought this one clone a few weeks ago. I don't want to be a clone. I didn't ask to be born. Wah. I'm sorry, Kurt, that I decided to make people change. But you wanted to do it too. Seasons change. Animals evolve. Sometimes they need the push. Newsflash. But in science, we call it a catalyst. I am your catalyst. All the time we spent together, all the experiments, me perfecting your science, that cleaver in my hand, your hand on the floor, the medicine in your neck, I was your push. I've always been your push. So shut up, set up the damn spire, or I'll push you off the building too.
Bravo, Noah. Just bravo, Noah, delivering that monologue so well.
That was awesome.
The lizard kind of like looks at him and then like just, starts continuing work. Felicia and Jessica are dressed up and approach the party location.
Why don't you wear wigs?
Will you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs?
Because people buy me drinks. They love the platinum white hair. Plus, wigs suck. Peter asked me that too. You should wear a wig.
If you say they suck, then I believe you. But aren't you like a renowned thief at this point?
Never spent a day in prison. Just a suspect. Come on. Oh, wait. I should tell you something.
They're standing a bit away from the entrance to this party, which is this old building in New York, but there are neon lights, like, blaring through the windows and stuff.
It's formal wear, right? But they treat it kind of like a rave. It's stupid. I hate these kind of gatherings. It's always ESU and NYU rich kids dancing to Eminem, but they're doing like literal ballroom dancing.
What's the occasion?
It's the yearly Simkarian Students Association. They say that in their culture, there's a yearly dance that is like this. I doubt it, though.
Aunt May and Uncle Ben used to showcase their dance to Hollaback Girl when they were on vacation at Simcaria once. Maybe there is some truth to it.
The Gibbon, played by WWE's Sheamus? Or is it Sheamus?
It's Sheamus.
Sheamus?
I think it's Sheamus.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
you pulled
The Gibbon?
Sheamus. That's a wild pull.
The Gibbon, played by WWE's Sheamus, stands posted at the entrance. He's stuffed in a suit and fur covers his entire body. He's looking at his phone while Felicia and Jessica wander in.
He didn't even see us.
I had one of my guys send him several texts from spoof numbers. Modern day distractions, Jessica. They're great.
Inside now, Felicia and Jessica take in a large group of college-aged kids all dancing together. Beneath the neon are students dressed in the fanciest attire you've ever seen. Hands interlocked, moving back and forth. Some spin, but it's like this weirdly sober party with pop and rap music playing. It's a real juxtaposition of like clashing scenes. So What by Pink on her 2008 album Funhouse is playing.
Can you keep rhythm at all?
No.
Yeah, Peter couldn't either. Look, ballroom dancing isn't that hard. I'll gather the speed, but you're going to steer the ship, okay?
Felicia takes Jessica's hand and they meld into the crowd as So What shifts into sweater weather by the neighborhood. Felicia keeps the speed. The whole time she looks at the different fashion pieces these students wear, the wallets in the pockets, and they keep rhythm with the song.
Spin me.
Jessica spins Felicia. Felicia dips backwards, snatching a wallet from a kid's pocket. She moves up. Noah, do you know the song Sweater Weather?
I don't think so.
Jarrett, do you?
Not even a little.
Dear God. I'm a terrible singer.
We really don't have to sing the song.
Okay. It's the part of the song where it's like, 'cause it's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in the holes in my sweater. And she tucks the wallet into Jessica's back pocket. Jessica's blushing. They continue to dance as the song shifts into the slower part.
You having fun?
Yeah.
Good. Me too. Get us closer to that couple behind us. That's genuine gold on her neck.
Jessica slowly backs them up towards the couple as the song shifts into Hey Sexy Lady by Shaggy, featuring Brian and Tony Gold, begins to play. Some of the crowd hoots and hollers.
Shit. Back up. We gotta pick up the pace. Back to the middle.
They start to step against the floor.
Pick me up.
Pick you up?
I know what you can do, Jessica. You can pick me up.
Jessica's face is so red at this point. She grabs Felicia's waist. Felicia smirks as she is picked up in the air.
Okay, now rotate. I gotta get a good view.
Jessica rotates around. Some of the crowd sees them dancing and cheers. Felicia sees a case in the distance with a large necklace.
Okay, bring me down.
Jessica puts her down and Felicia puts herself against her.
Let's get that necklace and then make our way towards the case. It's a fabrication of the kidney of Symkaria, but I can tell that it's an expensive one. Come on, let's tango.
Felicia and Jessica dance through the crowd. They're really working well together. Felicia snatches some more necklaces and wallets, shoving them in her pockets and also Jessica's.
I didn't even know that I had pockets.
You're lucky. Most women don't get pockets in their dresses. You look gorgeous, by the way.
Jessica's mouth is open. She quickly closes it.
You do too.
Thanks, I know.
They slink through the crowd and eventually approach the case. There's a bit of a crowd around the case, but she and Jessica break it up a bit. Felicia has Jessica stand in front of the case as Felicia reveals that her nails are sharpened metal. She rotates her hand in a circle and cuts a hole into the glass, and then she, does the poke and then snatches the necklace.
Let's go. I saw an alarm attached to it.
It's just a replica of the kidney.
I was bullshitting. Sorry, it's the real deal. Let's bounce before...
The gibbon enters the hall. The lights come on. There is a thief here! Some people in the crowd pat their empty pockets and their necks. Is a black cat here?
Shit. Give me the things. Go change.
Jessica empties her pockets and hands them to Felicia. Felicia immediately starts to make a run for it, but people call her out. They're also pointing at Jessica, but Jessica has now put her mask on and quickly starts to run. The gibbon grabs her. You're not going anywhere. You're one of her accomplices, aren't you? Python Parties has heard all about your kind. Jessica socks him in the nose and he yelps. Jessica then swings in the air.
Oh, I love you, dress. I hate to see you go.
She takes the dress off, revealing her costume underneath as she fights the gibbon. The gibbon starts to make this noise, his throat growing into a bubble. The kids covered their ears, as does Jessica, as he starts to hoot and holler. Jessica goes into a swing kick and starts to do some combos on him. So you're really a menace, huh? Working with the black cat.
Why would you bring a real Symkarian artifact to a stupid dance party?
Python Parties prides itself on its collection of aesthetically pleasing classic art pieces and jewelry. We have no time for forgeries.
That is so stupid.
The gibbon hollers and swings Jessica by her leg. She flies into the podium and students are running away.
She already got away, you idiot.
She did... Nothing gets past the gibbon.
She did. Besides, I I'm gonna stop her.
What? Jessica was quickly lying on the spot.
Yeah, just let me go, and your friendly neighborhood spider woman is gonna go defeat her.
But clear that this has broken the Gibbons brain.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was a ploy.
If the police come, I'm gonna get charged with destruction. My contract said if I could do it, but this company is just gonna screw me over. I was hired to fight her, to stop her, but you're going to stop her? Oh God, I can't go to prison. She rubs the back of her head at how awkward this really is. Why are you playing bad just to be good?
Look, sometimes, bye.
Jessica goes and grabs her dress and swings out as the police approach the party. The Gibbons sitting on the floor. The Black Cat robbed us with Spider-Woman, but Spider-Woman is coming to stop her, and I destroyed everything. I'm so sorry.
What did Spider-Woman look like?
Like Spider-Man, but with long hair.
Dude, what? What are you... I'm
a terrible employee and an even worse friend. We're looking through the window as Felicia enters her apartment. Her walls are empty. She flicks a switch a certain amount of times, and all the walls in the house rotate to reveal stolen fine art. She unloads her pockets and takes off her jacket and vest. What the... Felicia crashes on the couch as Jessica steps through another window wearing her costume. She takes off her mask and says something, but we can't quite make out what it is. Felicia laughs. We realize now that we're looking through someone's point of view. This figure looks at her phone. We see a picture of the Thanksgiving dinner with the Parkers. It's Teresa, who is spying on Felicia and Jessica. She takes a picture of one of the art pieces, and the Google lens or whatever shows that it was one of several items stolen during an art heist. Felicia shows the loot and hands Jessica the wallets. Petra, what are you getting yourself into? Felicia puts on the kidney of Symkaria and prances around. She takes it off and hands it to Jessica. Jessica mouths, like she is mouthing, it's heavy. Felicia takes it and puts it around Jessica's neck. They're close. But Jessica's spidey sense tingles. It's too late, though. Teresa busts in. The glass shatters. Jessica jumps to the ceiling and immediately shoots Teresa's gun away. Teresa whips out another gun. Petra, get away from this thief. She's on the most wanted list. Her crimes are innumerable.
And I aided in saving a country, you stank-ass spy.
Teresa's eyebrows narrow. What?
Everybody, calm down.
I'm not gonna calm down, Petra. Were you the Spider-Woman that helped her at the recent... She sees the kidney of Symkaria. You were! Petra, I'm going to have to take you in too.
Firstly, cousin, I go by Jessica now. Secondly, I'm doing this because I can't be homeless.
But this isn't what Peter would do.
I'm not Peter.
Teresa lowers her gun.
I'm not. I am getting so tired of being described in this binary of something Peter would do or Peter wouldn't do. I'm just me. Is that so hard to grasp? I was him, and then I got cloned, and now I'm me. So what if I stole? I don't like doing it, and I don't want to do it, but I do it anyway. It's not about if Peter would or wouldn't. We are gonna have to navigate what Jessica would or wouldn't do. Whatever that means.
I'm still gonna have to take you two in. Jessica looks at Felicia, and she looks back at Teresa and sighs.
I'm sorry. I can't let you do that. It's what Jessica would do.
Teresa sighs. She presses a button on her back, revealing mechanical wings, and she launches herself at Jessica and Felicia. They begin to fight. Well, really, Felicia ducks out of the way as Teresa and Jessica begin to fight. They throw punches that are clearly pulled. They talk back and forth. I love you. I thought you were my cousin.
I still am. We can be family. It's just what I am is different.
What about your mom and dad's lessons? Good and bad, right and wrong.
They're still within me, Tess. I am the product of everyone's love. Don't you see the beauty in that?
Teresa socks Jessica in the face, and she's crying at this point. I do, but elsewhere, back at Fisk Tower, the spire has been completed. Connors ties this object in the middle.
Light it up. Let's turn these clouds blue and turn some people into animals.
And then you'll turn me back, right?
Connor stands in front of Warren, and Warren is cheesing. He's grinning ear to ear.
No, you lizard-brained idiot. I'm not going to do that. They're going to blame you, and the Fisk will step in and shift New York towards a greater cause. They'll label you an eco-terrorist from the overseas gang. We're going to go to war, your face will be everywhere. The Prinkeep to Fisk's Archduke Ferdinand. Everyone will want you dead, I'll get a pay raise, people are going to die, and everyone wins. Except you, and the people who died.
You bastard!
Connors pushes Warren, and Warren laughs. He shows his gloved hand and swipes at Connor's face as Connor's snout grows. The scarring still remains, though. They begin to fight. At one point, Connors is pushed back against the switch, and it turns on. There's silence, and then a boom, and a blue beam goes into the sky. Yes, we're doing the big beam in the sky. The first and hopefully only time we do this cliche in the spub.
Then it'll rain, and then we'll see New York turn into a zoo. Bravo, you scaly ape.
I am going to kill you, you power-abusing, weak-willed, sad sack of shit!
Ha! We always cracked each other up.
It's an unfair fight, but Ward begins to deal some solid blows, trying to push Connors towards the edge of the building. Inside, Wilson Fisk, played by Liev Schreiber, stares at the sky above him. It's turning various shades of purple and blue. It's as though the clouds are growling at this point, too.
What is that idiot doing now?
He presses a button that activates an intercom.
Attention all Fisk Industries employees. Please do not leave the building. Looks like a storm is about to start.
Jessica screams as her spidey sense is going off the chart. She collapses to the floor. Teresa turns around to look at what Felicia's staring at. Where is that?
That's the old Hammerhead Holdings building.
Teresa walks to the window, her wings pop open. This isn't done, but there's bigger fish to fry. Teresa dives out as Felicia goes to Jessica.
Jessica, stop screaming.
We see for a moment that first flashback, when everything was making Peter get all hyper-vigilant and have a panic attack in the library. Felicia puts her hands on Jessica's shoulders and Jessica snaps back to reality. She looks into Felicia's eyes.
That crazy lady is gone. Was that your cousin?
Yes.
Jessica's crying. The buzzing of her spidey sense is still kind of there.
Family. You love them or hate them, I guess. She went to go stop that beam.
Jessica stands up, walking towards the broken window.
Well, come on.
What?
We gotta go help.
Look, I don't normally do things unless there's something in it for me.
Is that what this is? Our friendship, you making me this costume, giving me an amazing dress, help me figure out my name? Is it just so I could help you rob parties?
Felicia sighs.
I gotta admit, I've never been good at this friend thing. I mean, I have them, but it's always been with, like, terms and agreements, you know? When I was with Peter, we had those too. I'd be with him, and he'd be out of my way when I'd do a snatch and grab.
The beam in the background shines orange, white, pink. It's as though in the night sky the sun has started to set again. Jessica is essentially begging at this point.
You're my friend, Felicia, and I love my friends. I knew that there were those terms, but I loved you unconditionally. I have never felt more right, more me than these last 2 days. If it was you that's helped me do that. But if it was just so I could break the law with you, then I don't want it anymore. Are we friends or not? And if we're friends, then are you going to do it without expecting something in return? I have no job. I doubt you want me to live with you still. I don't have an identity besides my own self-discovered name and who I am from this day forward. I'm going. You can come if you want to, but if you don't, then we're not doing this anymore.
Jessica looks at her, and Felicia crosses her arms. Jessica turns around and dives out. The wind is blowing hard as the sky's colors shift more and more. I mentioned earlier that Felicia has a cat. The cat is safe. The cat's in the bathroom. The cat's safe.
Fuck it.
Felicia dives out and starts to swing through the city. We get Jessica swinging with her organic webbing, Felicia using her grapple hook, and Teresa flying as they all head towards Fisk Tower. End of Act 2.
Okay, just to get an idea of the framing here. This entire time, Miles, Warren, and Kurt Connors have been, like, at Fisk Tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been like in a really bottom layer in the earlier scenes, and now they're like at the top of Fisk Tower
So it was
doing their
like
spire.
a basement connected to the sewer.
Yeah.
Okay, because the only other time that this gets brought up is when Connors is going through the maze of tunnels, and then he eventually stops at like a pale white room. So we know now that that is near the bottom, like at the base of Fisk Tower,
Right.
like a sub level. Okay,
Yeah.
this is great.
I'm glad y'all are enjoying it.
Having a lot of fun.
It's a very different kind of Black Cat heist scene that still has a lot of that fun energy in a very different way. The sexual tension. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude, the Black Cat is like my favorite character of all time. like when we introduced Black Cat in Spectacular Spider-Man, I was immediately like, I gotta start writing her like now. Like because she is one of my favorites. I love her, and I love Mikey Madison. And so it's like my comic book crush and also like my celebrity crush. And it's like what would I love to see Mikey Madison do in a movie? And it's like I would love to see her steal shit. Like that would be really fun.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I'm glad that y'all are enjoying this. Act 3 is pretty fun as well. It was funny. I'm a big outlining guy. I love to outline my stuff. And I had outlined Act 1, wrote it, and then like only after writing Act 1 did I outline Act 2. And then I wrote Act 2, and then I was like, okay, Act 3, here's what's gonna happen. I don't normally do that. I typically outline all of it in one foul swoop, but Act 2 had changed so much from the initial outline that it like there was originally going to be a montage, and that this was going to be like a month time skip. But I didn't want to do that. Like I felt that there needed to be a quick turnaround with Connors and Warren, and so this kind of has the Batman Arkham Knight problem of like all this shit happens in just like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's okay.
I do have a third question, then I'm going to let Noah chime in with anything he wants to say. Can you clarify what is going on with Miles, Warren, and Connors in the flashback? I think it's a flashback?
It is a flashback when they're in college.
That's what I thought.
The implication there is that like I really wanted to play on this idea of like a power imbalance where Connors is this professor
and Connors creeping on his students.
And Connors is creeping on his students, and I think that or not Connors, Warren is creeping on his students, and I think that what happens there is there's a slight implication that they might have gotten freaky.
Okay. I got that. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't my head implying things that weren't there.
They might have had an illicit relationship as a teacher and student.
Yeah, between a teacher and student.
Let's say that as worded.
Yeah, there we go. Let's not dance around it. Obviously, the scene itself doesn't outright say it, which is good. That's good writing. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to clarify that to make sure it wasn't my head putting information that wasn't there into my reading of the script. Neat detail.
That's why he's like constantly saying like some whack shit, like imagine if me and him could have a kid and shit. Like he's being a freak. He's being a creep.
Yeah, he's not a good person.
and so funnily enough, I think we could talk about this. If not, y'all just say it. We had talked when we were plotting out this phase 2 thing about doing a Gwen Stacy pitch.
I had an idea for a Gwen Stacy pitch that was, and I dropped it mainly because I did not feel comfortable whatsoever trying to handle that story well. But the idea was that there is this, like, Gwen Stacy's college professor, biology professor, is creeping on her. And at the same time, she has this, either a boyfriend or just another classmate who's like who she's really into, and they seem to be hitting it off. And then like things start to get creepy, and it was sort of like a thriller horror kind of concept. And the reveal towards the end would be that the boyfriend or like classmate friend that she was into was like younger clone of Miles Warren.
Yeah.
And so it'd be like they're both like working together to have Gwen Stacy, or maybe even working against one another to have Gwen Stacy. And it was just, it would have been like this weird psychological creep factor because they're both
So
creeps in
fucking
different
cool.
ways.
Right.
I didn't go for it because it just didn't work with our story, and I did not feel comfortable. It felt like walking on eggshells the moment I was gonna put any ideas to paper, so I dropped it.
It is still such a cool idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is and like the thought of like Warren being a creep on students. I mean, that's existed since like the original Marvel comics,
Mm-hmm.
and so I kind of wanted to bring that in this text, like have it showcase that creep behavior. I know that we're not going to do that Gwen Stacy pitch, evidently, because a lot of things with Warren himself has definitely changed.
Mm-hmm. So much has changed with how Warren was going to initially be perceived
Yeah,
and showcased.
if one of our fan fiction writer listeners is piqued by Jared's idea, I would so read that script like immediately. Like I love that premise. I love that premise even if you remove the idea of like it being Miles Warren and Gwen Stacy. Like if it's just like a geneticist, oh my god.
Just
It's
a
such a cool idea.
geneticist like creeping on his student while a younger clone of him is also like fostering a more healthy but also like toxic relationship with her when they're the same age.
This is some A24 horror shit. It's like
Yes.
it's so good. It is so good.
That's why I love the idea, but I was like, it would be walking on eggshells from moment one, and I did not trust myself to do that without fucking something up.
I wonder if that would like to help ease some of the weirdness that could even be more of like a sci-fi script. To have some kind of a little bit of a separation from the setting of like being too modern day, of just like a sci-fi clone relationship in a sense.
But yeah, if somebody is piqued, like your interest is piqued by that idea, absolutely go for it. I want to read that. Somebody who feels more comfortable dealing with that subject matter, somebody who maybe like who could more effectively pull that off, I guess. Because that I still like that idea. Peyton, can you hear us? We cannot hear you. Now that Peyton's not here, we can talk about how he blatantly ripped off the third act set piece from Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, this is Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Okay, I'm back. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes.
But it's being done on a smaller scale, and it is not the focus at all.
Right. Y'all want to hop into Act 3, or Noah, do you have anything to say about Act 2?
Jarrett said most of it. I think it's a lot of fun. Once again, the dialogue is very strong, and I'm ready to see how it ends.
I didn't mean to take all the talking points. I'm
It's
sorry.
all good.
You're good, man. I had to get some water.
Let's hop into Act 3. Dodging cars and helicopters and stuff, Jessica and the rest of the crew eventually land on top of the Fisk Tower. There, Connors has turned more or less into a lizard at this point. He's approaching Warren, who is cowering in fear against some rubble and stuff. Teresa dive bombs at the lizard. I think of the lizard's look as more traditional compared to the Amazing Spider-Man. I did just join back as soon as I heard y'all saying that I ripped off the third act of Amazing Spider-Man. I have never seen Amazing Spider-Man. I have not finished Amazing Spider-Man. But yes, I know about the third act of Amazing Spider-Man.
There's no shot.
I have never seen it. Hand to God, I have never finished it. Every time that I did,
he puts a beam on top of Oscorp to turn everybody into lizard people.
But I've never finished
with clouds.
Never finished the movie. I know how that Act 3 ends. I know how it goes through cultural osmosis. Anyways,
okay, let's keep going.
I think of the lizard's look as more traditional. The lab coat, the purple pants, and he tanks the hit and grabs one of Teresa's wings, crumpling it like paper. Teresa aims her gun and fires, and Connors takes that hit as well. And he's changing rapidly during this.
A hero?
He's breathing heavily. He licks his teeth. Jessica lands behind him. Felicia does as well.
You heroes shouldn't be trying to stop me. It's him you should be worried about.
He points at Warren.
I'm just a guy. Come on, isn't it clear? He's the terror, a monster. Fight him!
Felicia shoots her grapple hook around the lizard's tail. The lizard, realizing that 2 others have joined the tower's roof, swings his tail, sending Felicia flying against a brick wall. She's knocked out cold. Jessica, realizing that 1, Felicia did change her mind, and 2, Felicia's now knocked out, quickly goes into a frenzy. She starts to attack the lizard with Teresa. Warren starts to smile as they battle, while the beam still shoots in the air, coloring the skies and the characters in different wild colors. Teresa tries to cut off the lizard's tail using her remaining wing, and as soon as it detaches, another tail starts to grow. Panicked now, she does a willy-nilly move and nearly gets Jessica hurt. Jessica dodges and is so focused on the lizard that she doesn't realize. Warren sneaks up behind Teresa and knocks her out with a blunt object, probably a hammer or something lying around on the ground. Teresa crumples. Warren drops the item and goes back to his cowering, laughing to himself as he stares at the sky getting darker. The lizard and Jessica circle one another, and she sees Felicia and Teresa knocked out cold. She readies her wrists.
Wait, you.
The lizard holds a green claw towards Jessica.
I know what you really are. You're a monster just like I am, created by the same man. We didn't ask to be made. You're not even supposed to exist. A quantum fuck-up, a sin against man. Don't you hate it too? Don't you look at yourself in the mirror and hate what you've become too? What you were made into? You're either not supposed to exist or you're supposed to be a boy. You're supposed to be Peter Parker, that man.
He points at Warren.
That man made you what you are not wanting to be.
Jessica's mask squints.
Who's to say that I didn't want this?
What?
I'm not a monster. I'm not Peter Parker. Who the hell do you think you are? Who are you to make that judgment call? Okay, sure, I'm a clone. I get it. But I feel like me.
Well, I didn't ask to feel like this. I didn't want to be transformed like this. I didn't want to be made like this.
So what are you doing here?
Miles screams. just like a loud scream, and they turn to look at him. Ah!
He's going to turn the entire city into lizards and birds and monkeys. He's going to set us back to a time where dinosaurs walked the earth, turned man into these hybrids, like the ones you've seen on TV. You must believe me.
Jessica squints, and then she remembers. Miles Warren puts his hand against the glass of her containment tube. To her left is a perfect replica of Peter Parker. To her right is several other clones. One of them is disfigured. Fisk stands near Warren.
Oh, now this one is perfect. I did some little bit of creativity. Added organic webbing. Disgusting, but effective. She'll be an excellent weapon. My greatest creation.
Is it mindless?
Not as dumb as the one to her right. Clone K. His disfigurements made him angry. She's controlled, balanced. She won't break out.
A bit later, there's a moment of her breaking out with Clone K. Clone K uses his hand to tear a guard's face off. Everything that was a blur, moments that happened mere minutes before Act 1 all kind of catch up to her. And now she's back in the present.
I don't.
The lizard smiles. She approaches Warren, and Warren shows his claws he hid. She and the lizard begin to tag team and beat this motherfucker's dude shit in. Jessica initially was using webbing, but then the lizard leaps in and starts attacking Warren. He picks Warren up, and Warren thrashes about, kicking and screaming, but can't do much against the lizard's grip. His ribs are cracking.
You clone! You're nothing! You are meant to be a weapon, the perfect specimen, and you lover boy, you cheater! I had you wrapped around my finger, and this is what you're doing to me? Wait, what are you doing to me?
I'm turning the machine off.
At the base of the beam, Connor shoves Warren into it. He starts to scream and shout. His skin begins to peel and reassemble over and over again as though he is molting like a lizard or a bird.
Don't kill him!
He took everything from me.
But This isn't right. What about the responsibility?
Jessica tries to pull Connors back, but she can't. His lab coat sheds now. The beam is also making him change too. He's starting to grow. With yet another explosion, they're all sent flying back. Jessica lands next to Felicia, and she is blacked out again. Jessica? Jessica, come on, cousin, wake up! Jessica's eyes start to open, and she sees destruction all around her. She slowly starts to rise with a wobble. Teresa's helping Felicia up now. Jessica massages her temples as the ringing stops. Connors has seemed to revert, at least somewhat, to about a human-sized lizard. He's looking down at Miles Warren. Warren's skin is green and fuzzy, as though the DNA of the spider, like the setae bristles, combined with the turtle's skin that was in the earlier mention of the DNA. Sticking out from his arms are mantis limbs, sharp sword-like curved knives. His bottom half has a tail of a lemur, and his ears are huge and perked up. Felicia stands next to Jessica, who is looking with Connors at Miles Warren.
When I was in school, he used to showcase the different howls of dogs and similar dog-like creatures. He talked about how even like voice was a genetic marker. He always said that his favorite was the jackal. The way it howled was poetic, he said. Like it was sad, but searching for something all the while.
Warren looks like a fetus, a disgusting, adult-sized green fetus with mantis arms curled up.
He has the ears of a jackal now. Not really the fur color of one, though. I'm sorry. I don't know if he's dead.
He looks at Jessica and them.
I ought to pay for my crimes, I suppose. But you should know that this was his fault. Even what happened to me.
Teresa feels the jackal's neck for a pulse, and she shakes her head. He's dead.
You shouldn't have killed him. It's not what a hero would do.
Not a hero. Just a guy that had a family. I knew that if I didn't stop him now, it would never end. Come on. It's time for me to go to prison.
He points at Felicia.
I know she is the Black Cat, and you
He points at Jessica.
are Spider-Woman. So surely...
He points at Teresa. I'm the government-sanctioned superhero or whatever. Come on. He holds his hand out and she attaches... He holds his hands out and she attaches handcuffs onto Connors. As soon as they start walking, it starts to rain. Connors looks at the women.
What is it?
It's raining. And you're not changing. The machine didn't work. It didn't go all the way.
He smiles the best that a lizard man can.
I lost.
The next morning, Jessica wakes up on Felicia's couch. She goes into the kitchen and starts making some eggs. Felicia comes in.
What a night.
Yeah. Hey, there's a letter here. You ought to read it. It's from Teresa.
Felicia grabs the note. She opens it and reads it out loud.
Dear Felicia and Jessica, I'm sorry for confronting both of you last night. I appreciate that we all put aside our differences to fry some bigger fish. Connors is in WEB custody, and I hope you two get some nice sleep. I was worried, Felicia, that you would be a bad influence on Jessica as much as you are on Peter, though I think that Peter is a bit self-destructive and clearly didn't take proper lessons from you. I don't like what you do, but it's not murder or trying to transform the entire city into animals, so it's not the worst, I suppose. Though the first time I hear of you stepping out of line, it will be game over.
Felicia chuckles and looks up at Jessica.
She can't catch me.
Read the rest. It's for me, but you can read it too. I need to hear it outside of my own voice.
Jessica, I'm sorry. I think I struggle with the idea of you as a hero because I couldn't come to terms with self-destructive, isolationist Peter being a hero either. I think you got the whole thing down, though. You're not going to be alone. You have me. You have Felicia if Felicia's down to be friends with you. You have Uncle Ben. I'm sure he would love another girl in the family. I think anywhere you go, as long as you're you, whatever that means for Jessica Drew, you'll flourish. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Be in touch. I love you, even though you're so new to the family. I'm so excited to have you be a part of it. Teresa Parker.
Jessica wipes tears from her eyes and she looks at Felicia.
I can find another place to live. I really appreciate you coming out and fighting when there was no benefit for you.
No. You can live here. You can have the guest bedroom.
She puts the note down.
I want you to live with me. I'm going to be new to this whole unconditional friend thing, but you are so nice to me despite my faults. I will give it my best shot. And you don't have to help out on my heists. Your first time doing it wasn't that good anyway.
Jessica laughs.
Are you implying that I wouldn't have gotten better, Felicia Hardy?
You embarrassed the gibbon, Jessica Drew. Yeah, I don't want you in my crew, but I do want you in my life. Just get a job, do your heroics if you want to. I own this building, actually, so rent will be low. You have the opportunity to live the life you want to live. Something I didn't get to have. From such a young age, I was trained to be a thief. I mean, I love it, but I sometimes wish I could do something more, you know? Maybe through you, I can discover that purpose.
Jessica's crying again, and Felicia starts crying too.
Come here.
They hug. We have kind of a finishing montage as Jessica swings around through the city in her Spider-Woman outfit. There's a moment where she and the black suit Spider-Man help take down a robbery, but she's gone before he can say anything. She saves a cat from a tree. She swings above Big Wheel's wheel. She, in costume, is feeding the homeless at the Parker Morbius Foundation. There might even be a moment where she goes and eats some food with Cooper. During this montage, we also see Jessica hang out with Felicia, getting coffee with Teresa and Tanis. Then we see her wearing some nice professional outfit, not dissimilar from the suit that Felicia wore during their ballroom heist. She wanders down to a basement of this building and into a room. It's dark, but a man flicks on the light. It's Dan Lewis from Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. He's played by Reed Scott, and there's a toddler wandering around behind him. He keeps holding out his hand.
Sorry. I'm on parenting duty. I don't really live here. I live in San Fran. I could not get this kiddo to stop babbling on the plane.
Gah.
What the fuck was that?
That's the guy.
That's the bit at the beginning of the episode. You're here for the job interview, right?
Yeah. I assume you weren't here to murder me.
No, absolutely not. I'm on parenting duty. Why would a guy that murders also be on parenting duty? Sit down.
She sits.
The job is it's simple, really, but it's highly classified, like secret branch of the government classified. I only got to the job because I got lucky enough to spend some close time with one of them.
One of what?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's an interview. I asked the questions. Sign here, please.
She signs a non-disclosure agreement.
Who are you, Jessica Drew?
A sort of roundabout thing from Act 1's like little flashback where that question was asked. Jessica smiles.
I'm just a person that always wants to do what's right.
We return to more of that montage while Jessica voices over.
I don't have a degree. I had fallen on some hard times. My mom and dad and my aunt, they all died in quick succession. I've been left without nothing but my friends. I want to help the world by any means necessary. And I'm also, well...
She laughs.
I'm also broke and could really use a job to pass all my free time. I don't want to waste my days away watching TV.
Good answer. Ugh. We really just need someone for this job. You're the only one that fits our requirements. You have any ties?
I have a close friend and a cousin that attends the WEB.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This isn't the job that'll get you killed, Jessica, but it may be a job that disturbs you. I work with symbiotes. I was a doctor, but I spent an extended amount of time with creatures that did not come from our world. We're still dealing with them. Recent anti-venom flare just a few months ago during the Martin Lee attack, for instance. And we believe Spider-Man is attached to an old colleague of mine currently.
Back to Dan and Jessica now. Dan hands her a tablet.
You're hired. Pay is good. You'll be fine. Great benefits. You'll be in New York monitoring this one particular symbiote while I do my own stuff. In the grand scheme of things, I'm still new to this whole job, but I did encounter this one. He's probably harmless now, but he somehow popped up in our radars.
Jessica's looking at footage of an ocean floor, and it seems to be from at least... It's live. It's live.
He's in the middle of the ocean, far from making land.
Then we see it. It's a shark, but it's a deep shade of red. Its eyes are black, white, and large.
Hey, it's work from home, too. Did I mention that? All you have to do is monitor this one. Call him Carnage. He's benign, but if he doesn't become benign, you say something.
Jessica looks up at Dan. He smiles.
I'm a doctor, not a hiring person, but welcome to the team. Keep the tablet. If you don't mind,
He picks up the toddler and starts to leave.
me and Lil Dill here are gonna go try Joe's Pizza. Eddie always talked it up. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
We're never letting you voice a child.
Okay,
again.
fine.
We
man,
made this
like-
mistake twice, and it's
Yeah. Both in my pitches. Because I did the fucking... Hold on, I can do a better
that was-
baby
it's
cry
deliberate.
now.
Peyton wants to voice
Don't
children.
try it.
There's a better baby cry. Isn't that better? Put your headphones back on, Jarrett. That's a better baby cry.
What in the
He like gargled
Super-
air.
Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island Baby Mario crap was that?
He's like this is like a demon.
Okay.
That was a velociraptor calling out for
It's mama.
meat
I do my baby
from
cry.
his mother.
Frankly, I do the best baby cry in the whole wide world.
Oh,
I-
my baby's adorable. Just he's a bit of a crier though.
I hate it. Finish the scene.
Okay, we finished the movie on Jessica calling Felicia.
So
Got the job.
sick. You don't sound too hyped about it though.
I'm watching a fish.
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah, but it's work from home, so that's cool. I'll clean the apartment and stuff while you're gone, and bring in good money. Watching a fish.
Cool.
Jessica stares at the screen as the Carnage shark swims and is then promptly swallowed by a whale.
Oh, this is so easy now.
The credits roll as My Name Isn't Catherine by K. Flay plays. That's the initial end of the movie.
Nice. Very, very, very nice.
I hope y'all enjoyed that. I have a
That was
This is
good.
great.
I have a few post-credit scenes.
Of course you do. I do not know My Name Isn't Catherine by K. Flay.
It's like so I discovered K. Flay through the Suicide Squad in the dance scene of that movie when they're at the club. That's a K. Flay song that plays in the background, and I listened to her like full discography, and I really like My Name Isn't Catherine, and I think it kind of plays on the idea of her like her journey to discover her name throughout this thing. Because in that song, she's like, my name isn't Catherine. It isn't this or that or Chad or Sebastian. But thank you for asking. And like, it just kind of, it's a good credit song to a movie like this.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Do we want to get into the credit scenes?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Before we go into a full discussion?
Yes.
All right. Mid-credit scene 1. There's actually 2 mid-credit scenes and 1 post-credit scene.
2 mid and a post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The basement of Oscorp. The jackal's eyes shoot awake. He leans against a wall in a cell, his mantis arms backed up against it. Footsteps descend down the stairway. A light shines through. We see now that it's Norman Osborn, played by Glenn Howerton. When I was young, I had a dog named Gobbles. He'd eat everything under the sun. He loves scrambled eggs, but with more egg white than yolk. Mom hated this dog because he'd shit all over the floor. He stands in front of the jackal, who furrows his eyebrows. I asked my mom, Mommy, how do we make it stop doing number 2 in my room? She told me to grab Gobbles by his collar and slam him into the cage. He hated that cage. He'd whine all the time, and she said to leave him there for days on end. And one day, he'd shit inside the cage and roll around in his own filth. The jackal looks pitiful. He's a scared weakling now. Look, I don't like Wilson Fisk, but I keep him as an ally because I recognize his money and potential's great. That war he has planned is a wonderful idea. Distracts others from my goings-on. Mom told me after Gobbles rolled around in his own shit enough, laid in his filth, he'd never shit on the floor again. And if he did, I was to take it out back and shoot it. Norman squats to get on the Jackal's level. The Jackal is pissing himself now. I didn't get to before he died of illness. You shout on yourself, Warren. I hate taking in strays. Here's the rules. You're going to be let out of this cage. You're going to take a bath. You're going to work. You're going to build a better, more focused spire. And me and Mr. Fisk are going to be happy. All you need is my helping hand. Are we clear?
Yes.
Good. Let's get you a little tunic or something. I don't like seeing your tanuki-sized balls. Close up on the Jackal's face as it falls further and further into hatred and shame, embarrassment while he covers his junk as we hear the sounds of Norman unlocking the door. Cut to black.
What the fuck?
I thought we were gonna say close up on Jackal's balls.
That would be dope. That would be sick.
No, it wouldn't.
Peyton,
What?
I don't think it gets said enough that you write these scenes with Norman and they are so fucking disturbing. And then they're also comedic by the end.
Strange.
He's so strange in a way that makes you want to not be anywhere near him or within eyeshot. And then he says some shit about Tanuki-sized balls, and you're like, I don't. Why? Why are you talking about that? Please don't.
The implication
Stay away
that,
from me.
that there's like Japanese raccoon dog DNA in the fucking spire.
The fucking brown raccoon suit in Mario. It's a Tanuki.
Yeah.
The Super Mario world.
Y'all want to get into the second
Yeah.
mid-credit
Yes,
scene?
please.
do it.
I'd like to move on from this.
Okay. Mid-credit scene 2. Spider-Man, played by Jacob Timothy Manown, is sitting on top of a building, holding his phone and watching a podcast debate between J. Jonah Jameson, voiced by Lawrence Fishburne, and some angry caller.
Jonah, first-time caller, long-time listener. Name's Cole.
Hi, Cole. How can I help you?
Well, I want to hear your thoughts on this new Spider-Woman going around New York. Is she the same one like the one down in Dallas?
Spidey kind of goes, what the hell is he even talking about? I don't think so, unless they can teleport.
Well, I'm wondering, why are you still so harsh on Spider-Man when this Spider-Woman is as much of a menace?
Spidey raises his hands in the air.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean? Spider-Woman saved the day from that lizard attack. I saw her help an old lady cross the street.
My daughter's confused. I don't get it. Why does gender need to come into this? Last year she wanted to be Spider-Man for Halloween. Now she wants to be Spider-Woman.
Cole. Cole, you realize both of their names as a spider and then a gender. The line promptly disconnects. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. For a while, we have hated on Spider-Man, and with the addition of Spider-Woman, we are immediately subject to judge. These spiders are definitely a problem. I would have gone with a lizard guy. But now we've seen a lizard guy, and he seemed to be about as bad as one Spider-Man. I don't like admitting when I'm wrong, so I won't. But I am willing to admit when I'm right. Spider-Woman is more of a hero to this city and to the world than Spider-Man ever will be. Frankly, I'd be proud of my daughter if she dressed up as Spider-Woman for Halloween. That is a mask that I would be happy to wear. Spider-Man sits atop a building. He's listening to this, and his mask dissolves away.
I hate that man so much.
Maybe if Spider-Man actually served his community instead of rampaging through casinos and getting angry at the world, maybe then he'd be a hero like Spider-Woman. But once again, I'll never admit I'm wrong. My mom raised a stubborn man.
It was one time.
Cut to black.
Yeah. Jonah is an ally. I love it.
Luke got that prediction right.
Incredible.
In a way.
Incredible.
And then this is the post-credit scene.
I love that Jonah's like, whoa now. Spider-Woman's
Come
cool.
on.
I don't know what your deal is.
Yeah.
And it's really not that hard. Spider-Man, Spider-Woman. Spider-Man, bad.
Spider-
Spider-Woman, save the day. Good in my book.
Same as Big Wheel.
Same as Big Wheel, yeah. Post-credit scene. We really appreciate your cooperation, Mr. Connors. Valve is attached into the lizard skin. With his cooperation, he puts on a backpack. It's reminiscent of Alexi's backpack in Kraven the Hunter. Teresa takes a step back. Okay, I want you to press this button. She points at a button on the backpack. It's a series of medications and a bit of Martin Lee's healing energy. He could heal you permanently.
Then let me see him.
Let me finish. He could heal you permanently, but lately he's been killing his patients. Connor's grimaces.
Call me Kurt, please.
Okay, Kurt. Just press that button. With his claw, he presses it. He returns to his original look as though he wasn't even affected by the change. He looks down at his hands and remembers when it was cut off.
Wow. Thank you.
He looks up to see that she's gone. The door opens again and a woman and a young boy enter.
Martha. Billy.
They hug it out. Behind the glass, Teresa sits down next to Tanis. I'm not even graduated yet and I'm doing this psychological whittling.
I mean, he's willing to give up the information, Tess. That's good. We didn't even know something was going on until we arrested him.
Tanis opens a file on her computer. It's labeled The Fisk Family Civil War. There are files about Big Wheel, Rocket Racer, Wilson Fisk, The Shocker, and the Lady Overseas.
You and I figure this out. Forget graduation. We're guaranteed jobs immediately.
Teresa looks through the one-way mirror again at Kurt catching up with his family. She bites her lip in stress as her leg bounces relentlessly. Just don't want to mess all this up. It's the full end of the movie.
Okay.
The end of Spider-Woman.
This was really good.
It's lovely, Peyton.
Thank you, y'all.
Lovely.
This was really good.
Thank y'all. I'm glad that y'all liked it. The original plan for this, I had talked about this a little bit earlier. The original plan for this was going to involve Madam Web. This was way before we had decided on the slate scheduling, so this was with the belief that this was actually going to be my first pitch. The idea was Madam Web was going to basically be her Obi-Wan Kenobi. And at the end of the movie, or near the end of the movie, she would have sacrificed herself to help in Jessica's like escape or something of that sort. And her death would have then led into Peter and Prowler, where her death has disconnected the web that connects us all from the realistics in the animation division, thus whittling down the like the fucking like hunting ground that Morlun had. So it was all going to be like really connected in a weird way. But I'm glad that that's not what happened. I do have plans for Madam Web. I'm sure y'all have some plans for Madam Web as well. We can't kill her.
No.
We can't kill her.
With her.
We haven't done anything with her.
She's in one scene in the Easter non-denominational that's Easter special.
Yeah.
We got to do more with her. Is this where we announce that?
Yeah.
This year's holiday special is on its way, ladies and gentlemen. And I think the plan is for it to be a co-written project by the three of us, or at least as much as possible. Everything's busy with the holidays and everything. But we don't have an official title yet either, I believe. But it's going to star Madam Web and her 3 spider women children coming together for Christmas dinner.
Christmas time is here.
It needs to be called something silly like Madam Web's Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Madam Web's Webterland.
No.
And we haven't outlined any of it, but Peter Parquois will make a return.
I'm so glad.
I'm just making shit up.
Peter Parquois returning again.
I need Miles Warren and Peter Parquois to meet.
Ooh, that'd be crazy. That'd be wild.
We can hear Noah try and change voices in real time and realize how similar they actually are.
Yeah.
There's enough of a difference between Miles Warren and Peter Parquois. Warren's voice is much more in the front, and it's controlled. It's a little more controlled. Just a little more snooty as well. But Peter Parquois' voice is all over the place, and he speaks with so much enthusiasm for life, a verve, because he enjoys being a superb hero.
A verve, you say?
Verve.
Well, folks, when this airs, plan is that we're going to have one more guest pitch 2 weeks afterwards, and then the holiday special is my understanding. No?
This is going to air December 7th, and then the holiday special will be 2 weeks after
That's right. The holiday special will be 2 weeks after this episode airs. Then we will be taking a break during the month of January, recoup, make a couple small, minor quality of life changes for everything behind the scenes, and come back in February to continue with the rest of Phase 2.
Mm-hmm. And some hints towards the rest of Phase 2 is in these last couple pages.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about the inclusion of Dan being revealed to...
Yes!
So
Love Dan. Dan the man.
Dan the man and Lil Dill.
Yeah, Little Dill.
Like a pickle.
There's a bit of a reason why Dan is that character. In Venom: The Last Dance, the secret Imperium leader was voiced by the same guy. And so
That's right.
That is true. For no reason.
One shot, a guy in the shadows looking at a bunch of cameras, just like permission granted. And then that's it. And he's the same voice.
yeah, so
If Dan is
might be
secretly
the
the
same
leader
guy.
of this government organization and he's been keeping it hidden, that would be so funny.
very funny thing to do. But we shall see. Yeah, do we just want to wrap this up?
I'm ready when
or
you
any
are.
last
I
words?
loved this.
Incredible.
Thank you, Andy, for editing. Thank you, Jonah, for the wonderful wiki. I hope you have fun making these pages. Thank you so much to all of our listeners. Thank you for those that have joined us on the Discord and have followed us on YouTube and Blue Sky and Instagram. If you haven't done that yet, please do. Please share this with some of your friends or favorite comic book people. We love to have new listeners. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Bye bye. Yeah.